All right, this is part 2 of our circle basics. So I wanted to do a couple of these problems with you where we use the fact that a diameter that meets a chord at a right angle will bisect it. And we use that to solve for a variety of different things. Okay, so for example, in this problem, we're told that this radius right here is 11.9, and that this part of the chord is 9.9. And we're trying to solve for this little bit here, x. Okay, so we've got to strategize a little bit here, kind of figure out what we're going to be doing. And one key realization is that if this part is 11.9, that means that from here to here is a radius as well, which means this whole thing is 11.9. Now, if this whole thing is 11.9, and let's say I were to figure out how big this little part is, I could subtract the 2 to figure out x. Well, the next question would be then, well, can I figure out this little part here? And the answer is yes, okay? Never be afraid to make triangles on these circles if you would like to. And here is one triangle that works out for us really well because it's a right triangle. We love right triangles. We know that one of its sides is 9.9. And we actually do know the length of this side. Take a look at this segment here, okay? This is another radius, isn't it? It goes from the center to the outside. Well, I know how long the radii are in this circle. The radii are 11.9. So this side is 11.9 as well. Okay? And so using that, we can now solve because I have a leg. I'm looking for basically this other leg here, and I have the hypotenuse. So I'm going to be doing 9.9 squared plus y squared equals 11.9 squared. Love all these decimals here. Okay, let's go ahead and open up a calculator, and we're going to do 9.9 squared. All right, that's going to be 98.01 plus y squared equals, and then let's do 11.9 squared. Okay, that's going to be 141.61, and then we'll subtract these. Okay, so I need to do 141.61 minus 98.01. All right, that's going to give us 43, what was that, 0.6. And then last step is to take that square root. So now I need to do the square root of this. And that's going to give me 6.6. Did I round that correctly? Yeah. All right, so the length of this side here is 6.6. Okay. Now remember what we said earlier, the length of this whole thing is a radius. And the radii are 11.9. Okay, so to find that little bit x, I'll just do 11.9 minus 6.6, and that should give us the length of x. 11.9 minus 6.6, there it is, 5.3. Okay, and that is the length of x. All right, so take a look over that pause video if you need to understand all the steps. I have another problem kind of like it here, okay? So let me work through this one with you, okay? So again, looking for this little segment x, okay? Again, noticing that it's part of a radius. Now this time they didn't give us the length of the radius, but they did give us the length of the diameter. When I put it in the center like that, they mean the length of the whole thing is 26.2. Well, that's pretty easy actually. Okay, if the whole thing's 26.2, that that a radius is 13.1. Okay, so let's go ahead and put 13.1 on that side, 13.1 on this side. Oh, and notice they even drew in the triangle for you already. How nice is that? So you have one of your legs. Notice this is the other leg. You're going to have to keep careful track of where the right angles are on these things. Okay, and this is the hypotenuse. So that's going to be 10.1 squared plus y squared equals 13.1 squared. All right, so let's do this. So 10.1 squared. Okay, that's going to be 102.01 plus y squared equals, I need 13.1 squared. Okay, 171.61. Let's subtract. So that'll give us 171.61 minus 102. All right, so that gives me y squared equals 69.6. Let's take a square root. And that'll give me 8.3. Okay, so the length of this side right here is 8.3, and just like the last one, okay, remember this whole thing's a radius, so it's 13.1. So that means that 13.1 minus 8.3, let's just do this by hand here. So I'll borrow. So that'll give us 8 and 4, so 4.8. That would be the length of our little x there. Okay. So again, pause the video, look this over, re-listen to it if you need to, make sure you're understanding how we got to x there. Okay. Because at this point, I would like you to complete the practice worksheet. Okay. So as the substitute for the circle basics practice, it has several problems on there, just like identifying different lines on a circle, doing some of the tangents and radii of a circle, and then also I have a couple of problems just like I just demonstrated for you on there as well. Okay, so try that out. When you're done, please turn that into the box on my desk. Have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you on Monday.